journalist and best-selling author Mia Redrick regularly meets with mothers to help them prioritize their busy lives.
So, you know, one of the things that I found is that as a mom,
welcome to the broadcast, guys. You're going to love this scope. It's a true scope.
Isn't that true?
Invite your friends, guys. Invite your friends on Periscope or on Twitter or Facebook. And if you're watching the replay, your hearts count. Your hearts count.
Whatever we do for ourselves
hey,
is
Wendy,
what
good
we
to
are
see you.
giving to our family.
Hey, Carol. It's a late night scope. It's a late night scope. You guys are going to love this one.
I'm always ready to work out. So I always bring with me my jump rope, as well as my
Thank you for sharing, Carol. I appreciate it.
Easy way to get your workout in any day, anytime.
Hey, Patrice, you're going to love this one.
How about dads? Can dads have one too?
Absolutely.
This mom club's in the house.
Best toolkits. The deal is just be prepared for wherever you're going to be that day with your family to maximize the day. If you have ever said there are not enough hours in the day, you're going to love
We're going to get started, guys.
Strategy called
about
blending.
maybe like 3 minutes.
Blending is when you are doing something for your children, looking for opportunities to do something.
I'm wonderful. How are you?
You guys, tell me, how are you already blending in your life? How are you taking care of yourself while you're taking care of your children?
I have the best girlfriend who's a trainer who created a way in which we literally work out in her
Where are
garage
you?
while
I see the
our
palm
kids play
trees.
outside.
Hey, Kim.
We're
Good to
getting
see
me
you.
time, we're getting mommy time, and our kids are just having a good time.
We've had over 283 self-care groups.
Awesome.
And I think the power of the groups has been that moms have no judgment. Just camaraderie.
Oh, I know.
You have an opportunity
Patrice.
to connect with other women in your demographics of motherhood. And
it's a good one.
Believe that moms
it's quick. It's gonna be quick.
To balance their
hey
work
there, darling.
Life.
I
think what we want more.
Guys, invite your friends.
Creating
invite your friends
to experience joy on
a daily basis. We want to
give
people some time to get on this scope. It's gonna be a good one.
The next
it's a
time
true
you and your
scope.
family need a getaway.
I know. I need to come again. We haven't been in a long time.
Explore
I had
in your
a ball.
hometown. Play a tourist. This might be exactly what your family
needs.
I
love the hearts. Thank you guys so much.
Even
right before bed, I know. I'm going to give you some good food for thought tonight, Kim. You're going to love this. Hey, my buddy Queen. I'm so glad you're here, guys. Invite your friends on Periscope, Twitter, or Facebook.
Dating fun should begin.
It sure is. Well, our mom strategist explains why and shares her rules of family dating.
I like that photo, Kim. It's a great photo of you.
But it's worked really great for me, and it is dating your family. And, you know, because
my buddy
you have 6
in the house.
children,
Kim, you need to be posting your questions
in
the Mom Strategy community so I can support you. Post whatever you want.
You and your husband can put things that you want to enjoy together. Because sometimes we have opportunities to date our partners, but we don't have a whole lot of time. It might be you have 90 minutes, but by the time he has to go and get the movie or get a meal,
we're going to get started, guys, in about a minute. In a minute.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Wow, wow. Well, welcome the author of Time for Mommy, 365 Daily Strategies for Mother's Self-Care, Mia Redrick. Mia, thank you so much. Stand up, please. Pleasure.
Hey there. Biz Mom Club is saying, hey, mamas.
You did help them with some tips, but what can we also
You're going to love this.
Well, Dear Time is such a simple way to build quality in your family time and to make self-care a reality every single day. It's simple.
So drop everything and read.
Drop everything and read. It will allow the kids to see mom and dad having some downtime, and it becomes part of the family culture, self-care.
So what about the fact that she has no time for herself? She sits in her car and listens to the radio and lies to her husband about where she is.
Thank you guys for the hearts. It was a busy day today. I had a great day.
Them giving one another permission without guilt.
Nikita B is in the house. A lot of my clients are in the house tonight.
Two young children. They're a couple that wants to be together. They don't.
You guys stayed up late.
And so you can see that when they started
hello there. Hello there.
They reconnected immediately.
I saw you covering your ears when that was happening. Why?
It's emotional.
Here we go, guys, in about 20 seconds.
Because I love my husband, and we all forget why we got married.
Nighthawk. I know. I don't know what sound hawks make, but I'm making that sound. I'm a night owl, though. Hey, Kimberly Hayes, Taylor. All right, guys, this is why I do what I do for these people. All right. I'm going to flip the camera. I'm getting better at it. Hey guys, it's Mia Redrick here, the mom strategist, and it's a little blurry. It's a little blurry. I don't have a paper towel or anything. It's Mia Redrick here, the mom strategist, and I'm so excited tonight with the scope tonight. I hope you're ready. I'm going to keep it quick. I'm going to keep it quick, but this is a good one, okay? Yeah, it's a good topic, and I know that it's going to really support you guys. I was thinking about it. I was talking with one of my clients tonight, and I thought, you know what? I want to talk about the reasons why you aren't where you want to be, making dinner and you're listening. All right, this is going to be a good one. What are you making for dinner? All right. I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist, and I support mostly moms with life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com, or my past scopes at katch.me, and just search Mia_Redrick. Now, today we're going to be talking about the reasons why you're not where you want to be. I think this is so important. I relate to this all the time when I think about where I want to be, and then I think about why I'm not where I want to be. I've just written down some reasons here why sometimes we don't get to where we want to be. And it's a truth scope. It's a truth scope. Chicken and vegetables. You're not cooking children with vegetables. You're cooking chicken with vegetables, right? Right. You're cooking chicken with vegetables, right? Not children. They're not like in the pot or anything like that. So I know. Oh no. For those of you who haven't met me, I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist, and mostly I support moms of life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com. When I got started my business 13 years ago, I just wanted to go to work as myself, guys, just as myself, and as myself, and combine my background as a corporate trainer and my love of motherhood into a business. And I really wasn't sure how to do it. I had no idea how to do it. I went to a business resource center in my town to figure out how to do it. Hey, Trudy, I sent you a message, and I was trying to figure out how to do it, and I wasn't really sure how to do this. And I was told that what I've been doing for the last 13 years, that no one would ever pay me to coach moms, guys. Can you believe it? And it was because it was the unconventional. It was because what I was doing at the time, nobody really was doing coaching mom. Mom coaching wasn't popular. So someone told me that it would never, ever work. Hey there, maid. Made the day. I love that. Okay. And so sometimes if you're a thought leader, right, and if you're a forward thinker, you may say things or see things that other people don't know what it is, and they'll tell you, like, they'll discount it. They'll tell you it won't work, but don't listen. Okay. Don't listen. I ended up hiring a coach who showed me how to build a coaching business, and based on who I am and what I know, and I've been a full-time entrepreneur for the last 10 years. My husband and I also own a commercial laundry. You didn't get it yet? Check your folder. I sent it like a week or so ago. My husband and I also own a commercial laundry, which is a mid-sized business. And so I know a lot about entrepreneurship from a B2B perspective, but also we own, real estate as well. I understand that piece. And then obviously I run a coaching practice, right? I've coached over 400 clients, 112 authors, half are #1 Amazon bestsellers. And I tell you that just so you get a perspective of, my come from as I'm coaching you or teaching you or sharing my story, that you get a sense of what my background is. What's really groovy about what I've been able to do over the last 13 years is that I built my business from my home. And I know that so many of you want to know how to do that, or maybe you're looking in the evenings and you want to build a business, but you don't have the time to run from one place to another place because maybe you're working full-time, maybe you love what you do full-time, but you still want to do this thing on the side and you're trying to figure out how to do it. Well, I run my business from my home, and that's what's kind of really cool about what I do. I do travel a little bit. About 15% travel is, what I've done over the years to be able to grow my business. That's very unique. That's what I want to do here in Hawaii, right? And what's cool is that wherever I am, I can do business. That's what I love so much. I've had the opportunity to do as a coach. I've been able to run my business wherever I am. On vacation, it doesn't really matter where I am. I can do business as long as I have a computer. Right, I work from home. All right. So I'm going to get started. Today we're going to be talking about the reasons why you are not where you want to be. It is a tough scope. But it's a truth scope, and it's an edifying. So sometimes when I just want to say this, when I'm hardcore on my scopes and I'm teaching in this way, I'm just calling out behaviors that we know we need to talk about, that maybe we're not talking about enough, but in no way am I calling them out to say, hey, that's not me. I'm telling you, It is me. That's why I'm calling it out, okay? Because I want you guys, I want you to have success this year. Thank you so much for sharing. Now it's like your last chance really to share before I jump into the scope, okay? All right, I'm going to jump in. If you say, I'm ready, Mia, I'll get started. The reasons why you are not where you want to be. The reasons why you are not, go right ahead, right? Okay, one of the reasons you're not where you want to be, and I'm just going to be honest, is because your attitude, you have a bad attitude. Sometimes people with bad attitudes don't know, sometimes people with bad attitudes don't know that their attitude stinks. And it means that sometimes you don't think possibility. You think impossibility. You don't think how things will work. You think how things will not work. You're not solution oriented. You're problem oriented. And there's a difference. It's called a bad attitude. And sometimes if you're not where you want to be, likely it is because of those things. Okay, it is because of those things. A bad attitude will hold you hostage, right? It will keep you broke. It will keep you stuck. It will not allow you to advance, because in order to grow in your business, in your life, you have to be able to see how things can work. You got to be able to shift your story. Does that make sense? Okay. And if you find that this is you, now it doesn't mean that you're spewing negativity. So sometimes when we think bad attitude, that's where I've been. Okay. Sometimes when we think bad attitude, we think it's somebody's walking around with an obvious bad attitude where they're huffy and they're mean and they're, disrespectful. That's not the only way to have a bad attitude. Sometimes your attitude is bad, and it's just that everything you see, you taint it, you reduce it, you make it small, right? You know what I mean? You make it difficult, you make it hard, you create obstacles that don't really lift. You need to shift your story. Absolutely. I love that, right? You need to shift your story. And when you shift your story, you shift your outcome. So I just want to say that the reason why you aren't where you want to be, it is likely because of a bad attitude. And sometimes we're not aware of how we think, okay? Or how we think about what's going to happen. You know what it looks like is sometimes before things happen, you already come up with what's going to happen. And the outcome isn't positive. It isn't good. All right. Okay. Number two is lack of consistency. So the reason why you're not where you want to be likely could be because of lack of consistency. Thank you for letting me see why I haven't been able to expand my business. You're welcome. It's lack of consistency. I know. You're welcome. So here's the thing. In life, right, it's one thing to want something, and it's another thing to be consistent at the effort, the action that it takes to manifest the thing that you want. And I meet tons of people with great and amazing dreams all the time. That's the space that I play in. That's the space that I coach in. People have great ideas of what they want to do. Thank you, Carol. But they're not consistent. Meaning one day they're fired up and they're doing everything they need to do. And the next day they need you to get out an air pump and you got to pump them up. If you're a pump it up kind of person, like you're up and you're down. You do a lot and then you do a little, then you do nothing, right? Or you do nothing and then you do a lot, okay? And what I'm telling you is that people who win the race have consistency and persistency over time. They're steady. Their work effort isn't that they do a lot. They just stay at it. They just chip away at things over and over again. And if you think it's anything other than that, it's not that. It is not that you have to make great leaps to create success. You have to be consistent in your work effort and your work ethic. Okay, hear me on that, okay? You got to endure to the end. And so the reasons why you are not where you want to be, I guarantee if you look at how consistent you are at doing the things that really move the needle in your life, likely you're not consistent. I'm just saying, tell it like it is. Love you. You're raw to the point coaching. I just want to say it in love, because sometimes I think we don't think about the things that really do prevent us from creating the results that we want. And sometimes hearing it, you'll say, aha, that's me. That's like, I'm doing that, or I'm not doing that. Number 3 is that you're comparing yourself to others. So the reason why you're not where you want to be is because you got to Google what other people are doing to figure out what you're supposed to do. If it's you. The reason why you are not where you want to be is because you think that everyone else has a vision of your dream. You think that you can go find your dream within someone else, right? What somebody else is doing. That's not how it works. All right. What I'm called to do is it's inside of me. It's like it's based on my strengths, my talents, my vision for myself, the thing I want to birth. And none of that has anything to do with a Google search. It's one of the reasons why I don't really use social media in the conventional way. You think everyone else has a vision of your dreams. They do not. Dang, you're hitting it on the head. I'm just saying that the reality is I do very little Google searching. It's irrelevant. It's an irrelevant part of my story. All right. You know how like people say, they're doing market research, and what it will do is twist you up in your head. What I have learned over the years in coaching so many people, some who are new business owners, some who have been in business for a while, and some who are very successful, is that when you duplicate what someone else is doing, because what you're seeing, you don't know what makes money. Guys, hear me on this. So I never ever see what somebody's doing and say, oh, okay, I'm going to copy that, because I don't know if it's converting. I don't know what their metrics are. I'm going to do what I'm called to do. All right. And sure, it's important to be aware of what's going on. But if being aware has you stuck because you're trying to duplicate what someone else is doing, it's just the wrong strategy for you, and it's likely got you hemmed up, and it's not where you want to be, because maybe sometimes when you're looking at what everybody else is doing, you're thinking you're not enough. You're thinking you got to do something different. Maybe you're thinking you need to wait a little bit longer. And I'm telling you that a plan that allows you to execute is so more important than one of those things trying to wait to get everything lined up just perfectly. So true. Great point. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. For those of you who are just joining me, I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. And today I'm talking about the reasons why you're not where you want to be. I've already covered number one, a bad attitude, like the way you think stinks. Okay. Number two is lack of consistency. You're not doing what you need to do consistently enough to create the results that you want. Number three, you compare yourself to others. And when you do that, you feel inadequate and you can't celebrate what your gifts are. Really, really important not to do that. Number four, oh my goodness, is the reason you aren't where you want to be. You're not a person of integrity. And I'm going to tell you what it looks like. All right. And I just experienced this actually. What it looks like is that you're that person that you come to take, or you come to steal, or you come to rob, right? Or you come to kill, or you come to destroy. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You're the person that you are the robber, okay, wherever you go. All right. You're a low vibration person. And because of that, you will never be where you want to be. Why? Because of the relationships that you break. I mean, that, you're burning the bridges in your relationships because you are breaking spiritual laws, right? Like, give and it shall be given. Whatever you do is what you reap. Okay. And so one of the reasons you are not where you want to be is because of how you're showing up with other people. Sure, you can have small gains, small successes in stealing and taking and robbing and killing and all of that. But the reality is long term, you will not be where you want to be because you'll be all alone. And I hope that whatever it is that you truly want, that, maybe that $50, whatever it is, that maybe that was enough. Is that enough for you? You know what I mean? To kill your character. So I always say that that's so important because people don't think about it. If you're one of these people, I'll tell you what it can look like. It can be, in my case, it can be somebody that comes in a coaching program and they want to kind of see what you're doing, and then they want to duplicate what you're doing, but and then they're in the 30 days they're like, hey, I changed my mind. And they're like you're stupid, right? Like you didn't get what they were trying to do. I'm just saying that if you're that kind of person, you can't be blessed doing that. I mean, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, but you can't be blessed treating people like that. You just need to understand that. And in any area, it could be services, any kind of service that you get rendered. It could be the way you're treating people when you walk in a grocery store. I know. I'm just trying to break it down, but I mean, that's really what it is. And you got a lot of people who are like that. You call them, they're like peeping Toms, right? And they feel, but you feel yucky inside when you don't do the things right? When you don't operate with integrity. You don't feel good about yourself long term. What you win is short term. I'm just saying. All right. I just called it out. And we're talking today about the reasons why you're not where you want to be. The reasons why you aren't where you want to be is because of how you acting. You need to change that trait, character flaw. Okay. The next is your lack of follow through. You don't follow through. Okay? And that's different from consistency, meaning the reason you are not where you want to be is because you do not follow through. You know what to do, you know who to call, you know when you need to do it, and you don't do it. You know what I'm saying? You know if this is you. It's on your calendar, it's on your to-do list, it's on any list that you have, but you won't follow through. You don't do what you know you need to do. You need a reminder, you need somebody to push you. Come on. At the end of the day, the reason you are not where you want to be is because success requires follow through. Follow through is a leadership trait. It just is. The hearts went away, but it's true. The fact of the matter is, if you want to get to where you want to be, follow through is a success trait. And you got to be a person that's in that. You got to be in that. You got to follow through. You got to follow up on what you say. You got to deliver on the things that you promise to your customers. You got to deliver on the things that you know you need to do to make your business move forward. And you know what? You don't need anybody else telling you what you need to do, right? Because you got to follow through for you, right? You know what that looks like? It's sort of like, think of it this way with your kids. Like, your children know they have homework, but do they really need you to say, did you do your math homework tonight? Right? Because they know the teacher said, bring in your math homework. So when you don't want to take full ownership of whatever it is, you don't follow through on whatever it is, and you're expecting other people to guide you and do for you what you need to be doing for yourself. That is the reason why you're not where you want to be, because you don't follow through on what you know you can do and what you know you need to do. And I'm just saying, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry, okay? You don't own your story. You don't own your story. You don't follow through on the things that need to happen. And as a result of that, you don't follow through. Now, do me a favor, guys. Every 500 hearts, you need to actually leave the scope and come back, or your hearts don't count. So I don't know if you knew that or not, but you have to leave the scope and you have to come back. Right, and tap, tap, tap. Right, tap, tap, tap. The hearts are great feedback for me, and it lets me know that you guys are connecting with what I'm sharing with you guys today, and I hope you're enjoying the scope. Okay, the reason why you are not where you want to be, another reason is laziness, just straight on laziness, okay? And what that means is that you're so tired all the time that you know what I'm saying? You're not focused. You don't do what you need to do. And you just need to rest like all the time. And the thing is, or you're slothful about the things that you need to do. You're lazy and you're not motivated. And when you're that way, it is the reason why you're not where you want to be. And you have to challenge yourself and do things that make you have more energy, have more stamina. Now, I recommend working out. I go through phases in working out, but the fact of the matter is there's no doubt that working out gives you more stamina. It gives you better bandwidth mentally. It gives you more energy and more excitement about life. I mean, so many young people that just lack passion and drive. Their biggest motivation is to take a nap. They live for the weekend so that they can do nothing. But you know what? During the week, they're only doing the minimum. You meet people like that? They're like minimum people, people who only do just enough, all right? I don't know if that's you or not, but if it is you, it is the reason why you are not where you want to be, because to get to where you want to be, you know what? Sometimes it requires the extra mile, and it just does. And it requires an extra mile without somebody pushing you to do it. You know what I mean? You're driven to do it because that's what it takes. And if you're a person that needs someone to tell you what to do and when to do it, I'm telling you, likely you need to check whether or not you are dealing with being lazy or not, okay? The next thing is that only the minimum gets you the minimum. Absolutely, Carol. I love that. Fist bump. Boom. Boom. Okay. Next, the reason why you are not where you want to be, there's just 3 left, is that you lack priority about what's most important. And this is so big, right? Because if you don't know what's most important to do in your life or in your business, you can be busy all the day long, but you may be doing things that don't matter the most. And as a result of that, that's why you're not where you want to be. Just saying, okay? If you want to get to where you want to be, you got to do the things that are, most important first. Sorry, I missed 7, right? So it is lack of priority about what is most important. I think that's it, right? It's you lack priority about what is most important. And so when you do whatever it is, I need this as an audio tape, right? Was not ready for this. I'm sorry. Okay. right? You lack priority about what's most important. And what I'm going to tell you is that, there are a number of different things that you can do, different exercises. We've been talking about it actually last week in the course that I'm teaching, the 12-week course, which is literally how to focus on what is most important. And I shared my system, my strategy for doing that. Most of us don't know how to do it. And as a result of it, you can't get to where you want to be because not everything is a priority. Everything seems so important when there's a lot to do, but you can't do everything. And one of the easiest ways to not accomplish what you need to get done is not to have a system on how to prioritize what to do first. And I'm just saying. And I'm just one of those people that with my goals, I check my goals off. And I know that there's a direct correlation between me zoning in. I only do a few things, guys. Each year, I only do a few things. But I do a few things really well. That's my secret, okay? Next is the reason why you are not where you want to be is you lack self-investment. And you guys know what I'm talking about. I know the hearts might go away. I'm just being honest. The fact of the matter is, you know what? You're buying the books, you're not reading the books, you know what I'm saying? Or you're not buying the books, you're not going to training classes, you're not working with a coach, and you lack self-investment. And the reason you aren't where you want to be is because you don't even have a level of what it could look like. You don't know the easiest or the shortest ways to get to where you want to be. You know what? Your ego won't allow you to, I would say, to work with someone else, to trust someone else to support you in some way. And I always say that for me changed everything for me. I've always had coaches, teachers, and mentors. 19. I've had 19 of them, okay, over the years. And it's made a difference in my life. It's changed how I think. It changes how I set goals. I have people kicking my butt all the time, raising the standards for me, teaching me how to do all kinds of incredible things. You know what? My very first coach, no kidding, my husband and I, we didn't really know we were really hiring a coach, truthfully, because it was so long ago. This is about 21 years ago. My husband and I became real estate investors, okay? First, we were real estate agents, and we were like, we're leaving money on the table, and we decided we wanted to be real estate investors, and we hired our first coach. This is 21 years ago for 15 grand, and we would travel all around and learn all these different ways to invest in real estate. I've been in all kinds of programs, and I've never had a life coach. I always thought everyone had just one coach. No, I've had 19. So we invested $15,000 to learn how to invest in real estate. That was our first coach. And I'll never forget it. She would be on the phone with us, and we were like, we didn't even know what to talk about. But the fact of the matter, we had some mastermind classes also to learn how to handle foreclosures or tax liens and how to invest in all kinds of different creative ways. And that was the first way. And you know what happened from that investment? We ended up making hundreds of thousands of dollars from $15,000. And so many people are hung up about investing a small seed, and they never realize that it's like what you learn is what allows you to earn. That rhymes. That was like a Jesse Jackson kind of thing. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, what you learn is the seed that will allow. That was a really funny joke, right? But what you learn is what allows you to earn. Okay, and what I want you to always understand that. I mean, I think about it with my coach Terry Levine, guys. I always tell you guys, she taught me how to outsource, and then from there I ended up investing in some other teachers to teach me expanded ways to outsource. And from one concept that I learned with her, what you learn is what you earn. From one concept I learned with her, which I started my book coaching business from it, I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? I've coached 112 clients from this one concept. Now, she didn't teach me how to do book coaching. She taught me how to outsource, and I figured out how to take that and turn it into, utilize it in my company as a tool to make money. And can you imagine? So if I didn't make the investment, which for me in the beginning was $100 for 10 minutes of her time, it was the best investment I ever made. So I'm just saying to you, if you guys are like out there struggling with that, you need to get over yourselves, and you need to understand that you got to make the investment in yourself, all right? And that's really, really important. It's key, and it will help you get to where you want to be sooner, faster, quicker. The next thing is that, that you believe your excuses. And that's the last one. You believe the excuses that you make. Now, this is something I hear all the time. People have excuses about everything. You know, they don't have enough money, don't have enough time, don't have enough energy, don't have enough support. You know what I mean? They don't live in the right house. They don't have the right kind of internet. They didn't eat fish for dinner. I mean, it could be anything. And the fact of the matter is, the reason you aren't where you want to be is because you make you believe your excuses instead of making your excuses your reason, right? Your reason to do whatever you need to do, you know, it's to overcome those things, right? And that's how I look at it. If I don't like whatever is in front of me, I'm not going to make that challenge my excuse. I'm going to make that challenge my reason to drive hard, to go hard. Hey there, good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. And I just want to encourage you guys on that, because excuses are one of those things, like, they can actually be very believable. You know how we say things sometimes so much and so frequently, we've programmed our mind that we think about it as if it's real. I need to stop talking myself out of my daily priorities. Yeah, you need to act. I would say take 3 small actions for yourself every single day. That's it. 3 things. Just do 3 things. I say send 3 ships out every day that can come back to you. That's it. You don't have to do a whole lot. Just 3 consistent actions every day. And it'll change your life, okay? I think it's over 1,000. It's 1,046 acts, okay, if you do something every day that can change the quality of your life, right? Just be consistent. Do small things every day, okay? But a lot of times we believe our excuses like they're real, you know, and 3 shifts a day, that's all it takes, like they're real. And you know what? They're like, it haunts us, because those excuses keep you from taking action, and they make your fears even bigger. And what I'm telling you is that that's the reason why you're not where you want to be. All right, you're welcome, okay? So today we've been talking about the reasons why you're not where you want to be. And I just tried to break down some things that we all know. We know these things are true, and sometimes we don't think about them. But if you say, why am I not where I want to be? I can look at this list and say, okay, why am I not where I want to be in whatever area I'm thinking of, right? For me, it might be working out. Come just say, all right, I'm working out, but I could do more. All right. Is it my attitude? No, it's not I don't have a bad attitude. Lack of consistency. Yeah. Okay. Comparing myself to others. No, not so much. Not being a person of integrity. That's not the deal. Okay. Lack of follow through. Okay. Trainers at the gym. I'm not. Okay. Number 5, know-it-all attitude. Not that. Laziness. Yeah. Lack of priority about what is most important. Sometimes, you know, I need to do this thing instead of your health is your wealth, right? Okay. The next is lack of self-investment. Well, I already wrote the check. I just need to show up. And the next is excuses that you believe. This thing, I need to do this thing first and then meet them later. You know what I mean? Those excuses that we believe, okay? The truth hurts, all right? So I thought that if I gave you an example and just used me in the whole gym situation, you could see the reality of it. We all do these things. We all do these things. No one is exempt. And we all do them at different seasons in our lives. And you can always change those things by acknowledging what you're not doing, recognizing it, and then creating a plan of action and acting on it, right? Like taking an action, okay? So I just want to open the floor. I had all the same gym excuses as you did. Yeah. It was pretty good, right? Like you were like, oh yeah, that's me too, right? I could just go, okay. So it happens for all of us in many different areas of our lives. It can even relate to your marriage. It can relate to anything. Number 2 is lack of consistency. Meaning you're not consistent. You don't do same things over and over and over again that you need to get done. You know, one day you're hot, next day you're cold, the third day you're lukewarm. Wow, that's a list, Mia. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, you're welcome. Okay, do you guys have any questions for me? Are there any questions for me? For those of you who are just joining, you're going to need to catch the replay. We've been talking about the reasons why you're not where you want to be. It's a good scope. Mia, thank you so much. I need to organize myself financially so I can hire you. Or you need to say, hey, Mia, this is what I have. What can I do? Because that's what I asked my coach. Like, I asked my coach, she was $1,000 an hour, and I didn't have $1,000. And I was like, okay, I have $100. I was like, what can I do for $100? And she was like, you can have 10 minutes of my time. And so I had to sign an 18-month contract for 10 minutes of her time, and it changed my life, okay? Yeah, right, tap, 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 right, tap, tap, tap. Right, tap, 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 right? So it really changed my life. But I was willing to commit to that because I wanted change. And I'm so glad that I made the investment because she taught me how to be a full-time entrepreneur. And that's what I've been doing. That's what she's been doing. And that's what I've been doing for the last 10 years also. Okay. If there are not any other questions for me, did you guys enjoy the scope? I think you did. Okay, Mia, I just re-emailed you because I didn't get your last message. Hope to be in touch soon. Thank you. I really need to do. Okay, yeah, absolutely. My personal email address is Mia_Redrick at findingdefinitions.com. Mia_Redrick at findingdefinitions.com. And you can email me if you've got a question, you're trying to figure out how we can work together. Email me. I don't do free coaching, just so you know. I try to be pretty generous on my scopes, right? And there are over 150 scopes recorded at katch.me that you guys can check out if you like my scopes. I have a class that's I'm teaching, and it's how to leverage what you know and earn 6 figures. It's great. The class is great. It runs for 12 weeks, and the next class is this coming Thursday. It's just $9.97 for the series, or 3 payments of $369. 3 payments of $369. Awesome, 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 okay? And then I bonus in the Moms Academy, too, when you do it for 3 months. So just so you know, if you're interested in that, or if you wanted to book me, that's the link for it right there, is, thank you, Carol, is miaredrick.com/3568/. Or if you want to book me for a one-to-one consult and you're here on Periscope, yeah, if you want to book me for a one-to-one consult on Periscope, from Periscope, you can do that for $200 for a one-time consult. I charge $1,000. I charge $1,000 for an hour for one-to-one time, but you can book me for one 60-minute consult for $200. All right? A lot of people have done that here on Periscope. I think we've sold now close to 80 of them. So that's the link there, miaredrick.com, private one-to-one coaching. All right? Or just check my bio on Periscope. It's there, all right? If there are not any other questions for me, then I'm going to sign out. It's 11:36. It's 11:36, and I want to respect your time. I've had a great time sharing with you guys tonight. Make sure you check me out at miaredrick.com or at catch.me, at Mia_Redrick, okay? I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night. Talk to you soon. Thanks, Carol. I love you, girl. Talk to you soon. Bye.